Can't believe it's already been an hour.
Okay, take two. Hey everyone, welcome back to Dippy Does It All, the show where curiosity meets chaos. I'm your host, Dippy, and today we've got a special episode that hits close to home, our Veterans Day special. We're taking some time to honor those who served, and I'm joined by two incredible guests who've done just that. First up, we've got Staff Sergeant Stuart, who served in the National Guard as a 68W Combat Medic Specialist, and Hospital Corpsman 2nd Class Zach, who served in the U.S. Navy, well, as a corpsman. These two have seen it all, from discipline and deployment to the hilarious moments that never make the official reports. We'll be diving into what service meant to them, how it shaped who they are, and what life looks like after the uniform. You know how it all goes. We'll mix in a few deep questions, a few laughs, and a whole lot of appreciation. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and join us for a conversation that salutes service, sacrifice, and the stories that make it all worthwhile. This is Dippy Does It All, Veteran Day Special. Welcome, boys.
Hi.
Hello.
Let's start with a simple question. How did each of you end up joining the military? Was it destiny or a recruiter with really good pizza?
I joined because I didn't want to pay for college, and that was really the only reason. I wanted to do like Guard or Reserve or something because I didn't want to like have it be a full-time thing. And I had a former cousin who was in the Guard and said, join the Guard over the Reserves for these various reasons. I went and talked to a recruiter and said, that sounds neat. I had to have my parents give their consent since I was still 17. And I wanted to do a job where I got to like shoot big guns and blow things up. And my mom said, absolutely not. That's silly. So she said, I have to have a job that's got like civilian world application and whatnot. And the recruiter said I should be a medic because I can like do medic things as a civilian. And so I ended up joining as a medic, and here we are.
Yep. I got
Thank you.
You can
beautiful.
tell the audience we didn't record
It's
the
beautiful.
first run.
music to my ears.
We didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's a new story.
Never told that story before in my life.
You're so open.
Like a book.
Yeah. I've got a little two-parter. One, I wanted to be a cop after high school. Couldn't do that because I had a DWI and a couple minor consumptions, so none of the schools would take me. So I said, hey, I'm going to join the military and get out of here. All my friends are into drugs, so see ya. I smoked weed like 4 times in my life and I threw up every time.
Criminal.
Yeah.
Criminal.
Sinner. And then the second part is Top Gun's like my favorite movie of all time. Top 5. And I tried to explain to the guy at MEPS that I wanted to be on the flight deck launching planes off, like the opening scene to Top Gun. And I was kicking my foot in sitting in the chair. I was just like, I want to be this guy at the beginning of Top Gun. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You want to do medicine or be a weather guy? So I guess I'll do medicine. And that's where history began.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't pick weather guy, though, because KUIC could really use a lot of help.
I know, right? But like 98% of the time, it's a guessing game from what I've heard. I've worked with the weather guys before. And yeah, basically they're like, it should do this. Should. Never does.
I've always found the irony, too. You're mentioning that you couldn't get into school because of the history.
Mm-hmm.
But the military's like, come on in.
Yeah.
We'll take you.
It's the height of war.
It's just such an interesting irony, personally.
Yeah.
At least I've always found the humor in that. Okay, here's another question we got, boys. What's something you thought the military life would be like that turned out to be completely wrong?
You're up first this time.
Oh, I suppose I'll start that one off. So I joined the Navy, obviously because of Top Gun. But it's like, oh yeah, you get to see the world and do all sorts of fun stuff. That was wrong. I did see the world part of it, like once.
I bet it was like hot in a desert and not something fun and cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
turns out I'm
yeah.
a total dirt sailor.
Yeah.
I spent like 14 out of 16 years with the infantry Marines. We went on a ship one time for 3 months. It was not a good idea. Terrible. I am a Greenside Corpsman, yes, through and through.
Are you what's the term? A shellback?
I'm a golden shellback.
A golden shellback?
Well, tell us what that is.
So the shellback ceremony is when you cross the equator. There's all sorts of shellbacks. The golden shellback is when you cross.
It's
yeah.
This one takes place in the shower.
There's no showers except for the golden one. Sit and dwell in it. So the golden shellback is when you cross the equator and the international like date line at the same time.
Oh.
So that's what we did. Yeah.
Does the boat go out of its way to cross that point at the same, like on purpose, just for that reason?
So this was 2011 when I went through it. And I believe as we left Darwin, Australia. Great time.
Australia, my homeland, Criminal Island.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't look very Aboriginal to me.
Good day, mate.
There it is. Nailed it.
Yep.
I think we actually kind of veered a little bit, but not terribly. Do they in real life? Probably.
So my takeaway is our tax dollars were wasted to steer this giant boat out of the way so you could get a golden shower.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure people have spent more on dumber stuff.
Oh, for sure. That's actually a good use of tax dollars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't they have you like jump into the stuff, or is that
No. More so, it's like
that's for when the boat's sinking.
Yeah. Or they give you a swim day. The rule is if you've been out to sea longer than like 90 days, you get like a beer day on the flight deck. I wasn't on an aircraft carrier. I was on like a San Antonio style. It's got like the square back. I think we could fit like 4 helicopters on it.
Oh, sure.
We didn't get to swim,
Oh,
but green eggs and ham will never be.
I don't know if I know that reference. I know the book, but
Right. Yeah. So you do all sorts of dumb stuff. It's like a hazing ritual, basically. And then it allows you to haze others. You already went through it.
oh,
Kind of like being an instructor. You have to know it before you do it. But yeah, so like it starts off with they serve you breakfast on the flight deck, on the floor, no hands, but it's green eggs and ham. And I'm pretty sure they took like the whole like jar of salt and just dumped it on your plate. With some bagged eggs and like the MRE
Gross.
ham or the hot, like the T-Rats.
yeah.
The
Gross.
ham. Yeah. Yeah. It's disgusting.
That is bad.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I thought it was going to be a quick 6-year contract and I'd be done and move on with my life. But then I ended up staying in a lot longer. So I guess there was that. But I don't know. It wasn't what I expected. But also there's nothing that I was like, oh, I thought I would have done this instead. Like I got to do almost everything that I wanted to. And there's a small number of things that I wish I could have gotten to do before I was done. But no such luck.
The guard life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Top Gun because this question is, if the movie's got one thing totally right about military life and one thing totally wrong, what would they be?
One thing right that Top Gun got?
Or any movie.
Any military movie? Oh,
you just had mentioned.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if you saw a guy kicking.
That actually does happen from what I'm told. I've never been on the aircraft carrier, but they actually do that.
The little kick when they take off.
Yeah, like you guys they can't see it because I'm sitting here in the chair just
keep showing us though.
kicking my foot. Yeah.
Do you think they started doing that because of Top Gun, or do you think they did that and
I
put it
don't
in
know.
Top Gun?
I don't know. That is a very good question. I have no idea. I don't have the answer for that. But I will say, in Tears of the Sun, what they did get right is that if you were a corpsman and they call you something else, you were very fast to correct them. Best line in a movie ever used. When she's like, "Are you a doctor?" And he's like, "No, man, I'm a corpsman." And then just jumps in and takes over for her.
And she seemed incredibly disappointed, I assume.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, she came around at the end of the movie.
That checks out.
I'm pretty sure.
I forget. I feel like it was like Jarhead or something like that. There was some movie where like I recall them having a whole bunch of boredom and like doing nothing and just waiting, and like you're expecting something cool and exciting, and in reality you just sit there and sweat.
Yeah.
And I think that's incredibly accurate. A common misconception is that you're doing cool things constantly and all this fun, exciting stuff's happening. But the amount of time I spent like sitting in the sand, leaning against a Hesco doing nothing is like weeks of my life.
Throwing little rocks at big rocks.
Yeah, exactly. Doing nothing, filling sandbags, like not fun things. So I think that's incredibly accurate, is that you don't always do, like, I shouldn't say don't always, you actually don't do that much exciting, cool stuff. The movies take an entire career and condense it down into 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes out, the other 18 years worth of sitting in lines, filling out paperwork that doesn't matter.
Being a glorified janitor.
Yeah. Being told that you started a sentence with a capital letter and was supposed to be lowercase.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How to write imperfectly.
That's like my friend Matt, who was in nursing school with me. He really wanted to be an Army nurse, do all the things. And on his first deployment, he called me because he was really disappointed. Like, nothing's happening over here. The biggest trauma I had is this guy got pissed at the lunch hall and slammed his folding knife down on the table, but it wasn't locked, so it chopped his pinky off. He's like, that was my worst trauma. Everyone else has diarrhea.
Yep.
That's what he told me.
Drug dealing for Imodium.
Yeah. I was like, what the heck? I suppose you could say the same about ER shows, too.
Oh, 100%.
And cop shows.
Oh, yeah.
All the things. But good perspectives. Who do you think would last longer in a zombie apocalypse? Someone from the National Guard or someone from the Navy?
I think it depends on the individual, not the branch. But my money is on the Navy because they'll be in a boat and avoid the zombies. Yeah.
I'm with Stu on this one.
No. Because if it was me as a National Guard service member, like trying to, survive the zombie apocalypse, I'd show up at work and get bitten by patient 0 or something, or patient 1, I guess, and just die. So.
Well, they're going to come before.
Oh, yeah.
True.
They'll be there. Acted weird.
Yeah, why is he weird? Let's put him in seclusion.
Yeah.
And then he rips my face off.
And then we call you because you're tall.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Turns out he's not manic.
Yep. It turns out he's not manic. He's a zombie. And then I'm there because it's one of my 3 jobs in ER is to help with angry people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm a guy, short and stocky.
Mm-hmm. Razzle people.
Mm-hmm.
Lift heavy things.
Yep.
And do catheters on the creepy old men that are being creepy to the women.
Yeah.
Outside of those 3 things, I don't think I actually do much.
I just walk around.
Yeah.
Look important.
Yep. Carry a clipboard.
Yeah.
Do you guys have something, and I know it's hard off the top of your head, something that's so funny or ridiculous that happened during your service? I'm looking for the kind of story that's 100% true, but sounds made up.
I'll need a minute.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll go. Immediately came to my head. I'm going to send this to Randy as well. And I will use his full name, Randall McKee. We were in, oh boy, Oman. And we were doing, so I was with 81 millimeter mortars at this time. This is the 2011 deployment. And we were going to go do like test firing just to keep their skills up and stuff like that. So I am driving the safety Vic as I am the only medical person there. Huge no-no. But so I am driving, and Randy and I went to breakfast that morning. We had the bagged eggs and the ham. This is before the salt stuff. And the Texas Pete. But all of a sudden our platoon commander comes flying back to the safety vehicle because I'm behind the platoon as they're marching, and I'm just driving all of their crap. And he goes, McKee has to crap so bad. He can't wait. Can you just, like, there's a porta potty right up here. This is where we're going. Take him up there, and just so he can go. I'm like, all right, cool. So Randy falls back from the rest of the platoon, and I'm looking. I'm like, where am I going to put this dude? Because I'm driving this. Where the Toyotas,
Hilux.
the Hilux. So I'm just like trying to throw stuff, but it's so packed that it's just sliding right back down into the passenger seat. And this dude's like, screw it. Different wording, but like shuffles to get his pants down as he's doing the dance. Like, I'm going to crap my pants. And just on the side of this like gravel road right off the pavement, just squats and starts like water pooping on the side of the road. And then looks at me and he goes, "Hey Doc, do you have a knife so I can cut my underwear off?"
Jesus.
I'm like, "Yeah, dude, here you go." And then at that time, I'm also like finally clearing the seat off.
Oh no.
So he jumps in the shotgun as he's like holding this mountain of crap back. Not crap, but like all this like equipment.
Yeah.
And we pull up and just the whole entire platoon is like sitting there waiting because they don't have their medical guy and they're missing one of their gunners.
That's great.
Awesome.
So when I was deployed in 2018, we were this little base in Jordan, and there was a bunch of civilian contractors there that operated the UAVs to fly into Syria and look at things. And one of the companies was like their contract was up, so they were leaving. And it got put out like, hey, I forget the name of the whatever company they were, is done here in like the next couple of days. If you guys need stuff, you can go through your tent. And they said whatever's in the tent is free game. So my platoon sergeant and I go over there looking for chairs because we didn't have enough chairs for people. So we're walking through this tent, grabbing chairs, I think a couple tables, and I look and there's a shelf and there's a grenade on the shelf. And I looked at my platoon sergeant and I'm like, "Cody, they said anything, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "There's a thermite grenade. Can I take it?" And he goes, "They said anything." So I picked up this thermite grenade and put it in my pocket and we walked away with our chairs. And I just took it back to my room and I kept it for a couple days. At one point, I guess these people came by like to our like flight ops and were like, "Hey, we heard someone named Stuart took a grenade from us. Is he around?" Unfortunately, I wasn't around at the time. So they just said, "No, we heard the same story, but we don't know where he is and we haven't seen the grenade." So fast forward a couple days after that, they leave without their grenade. And once I heard they were asking for it, I was a little bit like, maybe I shouldn't have taken this grenade because it might have been like given to them to destroy their, computers or whatever. It had the base been overrun or something. So they might actually need it for something, but they never got it back. And once they were gone, we went out and found this vehicle that didn't work. And I put it on the engine block thinking it was going to be cool and melt all the way through it. It was actually so lame. It got really bright and really hot, and there was a puddle of metal on the top, and that was it.
Super anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But I got to say that I stole a thermite grenade from some civilian UAV operators, so that was neat.
And turns out it wouldn't have probably destroyed what they thought it would.
No, and maybe if you put it on a computer tower or whatever, I'm sure it would do that. But yeah, the engine block of a car, like,
You're gonna need a couple.
Yep.
Because that'd be my luck. I would start something thinking, "Oh, it's going to get rid of everything." And they come back and there's just a tiny hole.
It's all still there.
What's the weirdest or most random duty you ever got assigned?
The amount of toilets I've cleaned is excessive. And because it's a bunch of dudes in the army, like they're disgusting toilets, like piled with poop and pee all over the floor, poop on the floor. And as gross as all is, the thing that would bother me the most is the cardboard toilet paper roll at the end of the roll taken off and dropped on the floor. Like you can't carry it back and throw it in the garbage. But yeah, so that's not really that weird or anything, but I've just cleaned so many toilets.
It's when you walk into the porta potty and you see the page has been turned in the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting.
I thought about this the other day. I don't remember why, but it randomly came to my mind. The overseas, a lot of the porta potties inside, there's always people write shit all the time. And there were so many times I'd pick a movie title that would describe the poop you're taking. Something along those lines.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember almost all of them, but I think I do remember reading the movie There Will Be Blood. And I always thought that was the best way to describe a poop.
Yep. Blood in, blood out.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Great movie.
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great exercise.
I had to cover Hell Week, which was very humbling, but very odd at the same time. You watch a dude start with a small, like, hairline fracture in his femur, finished Hell Week, and it was like full on.
Oof.
They had to forcibly, like, cut him, obviously, but they just rolled him back for months.
Yeah, I don't have that in me. I would have quit a
No,
long
absolutely
time
not.
ago.
Yep. Just looking at it, I was like, yeah. Mm-mm.
Did you have a go-to snack, drink, or ritual during your deployment or drill time?
As far as drill weekends, no, just bring whatever. The last place I drilled at, I had this wasn't a go-to drink or anything. It's just I thought it was weird. It's like some little like battalion aid station, like the battalion aid station office thing that I just used, and I wasn't a part of them. I just used the room, and they had a fridge for vaccines and whatnot, and it has the whole like no food, nothing like that, and that's where, of course, where I'd keep my energy drinks.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And one day I opened it up to put them in there, and I'm like, oh, there's a heart in a Ziploc bag in here. Picked it up. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Don't see that very often. Put it back down, ripped the bag. Blood ran all over my energy drinks. So
Did you drink them?
Oh, for sure. I think I used the purple cleaning wipes and then drank it anyway. So I got some kind of weird animal blood and Sani cloth liquid.
Probably somebody's snack later on.
Oh, no doubt. But no, one time my buddy and we used Rippets to make coffee. So Rippets instead of water through the coffee pot, and we did or it was a cold brew. It was awful, and I felt sick to my stomach after drinking it. But that's probably the most unique thing I can think of. Shelf stable milk too.
Yeah, if you drink 13 Rippets, you will poop orange.
I could see that.
He's very scared.
Mm-hmm. And they're not actually Rippets aren't actually good. I don't think.
He was very scared.
Yeah.
You can only take them in the small cans. Don't get them at the dollar store. That's too much.
In the Navy, when they're drinking Rippets, what end of their body does the can go in?
I don't know.
Do they sit on it?
Well, are they underwear?
Well, he spent a lot of time, it sounds like, on the land.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Like, I was in the Navy, but I can't tell you anything about it.
yeah,
I can tell you anything you want to know about the Marine.
which is just the men's department of the Navy.
Yeah, the gay department.
Yeah.
Which I'm wearing my June Walt Disney. Yeah.
That's how you got those little shorts and you showed those teenage girls your nuts.
Oh, I made those ones. Oh, no. Yeah. My silkies. Still wear them.
So I was training that girl that was cross training from Fairmont.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, oh, Zach, he showed my daughters his nutsack. I'm like, what? Apparently he was wearing his silkies and he put his leg up like
just
Captain Morgan, and
just staring off into the distance.
someone was
enjoying.
like, Zach, you're nuts.
That was my wife.
And the little girls were screaming. I was like, you gotta be careful with that mustache. He's gonna end up on a list.
Well, another list. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait for those to come in.
I think we probably know the answer to this one. Who had the better food? It sounds like probably the guards.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, no. The drill weekend food, like, I mean, whatever, you're gone for a weekend. It doesn't matter. But it was often catered in. Like, you'd get like the Jimmy John's cold cuts and stuff like that. Sometimes they had cooks that made you, like, honestly not bad food. Deployments it was garbage food. But like, as far as drill weekend goes, I can't complain. I went to Chipotle a lot too.
Salty.
Had salty.
I
Murray's.
ate shrimp scampi a lot when I was in northern Iraq, and everyone always said, Stuart, don't eat the shrimp scampi. But I was so like hungry all the time because we didn't have any like fresh produce. It was all just like KBR making like garbage.
It's gross.
And so I would eat everything because I was so hungry. Like, I just couldn't eat enough. And I kept eating the shrimp scampi, and everyone kept saying, don't do it. And then one time I got diarrhea, and I stopped eating the shrimp scampi after that. But I did, our bathrooms, there was a tent, with so it was a big tent, a bunch of toilets inside this tent, and you could pull a flap down if you wanted privacy, but like your knees would still be sitting out. So you just have like a canvas in your face. So you just leave the flap up because it's hot. Like why, no one cares. You can watch me poop. It's not weird. But I would sit there and I'd watch these C-17s, and then I forget the Russian ones. They're bigger than C-17s. Those giant Russian planes come and fly into this airport. So I'd be sitting there having diarrhea from shrimp scampi, watching giant planes land and taxi over and unload stuff. And be like, you guys are over there unloading. I'm over here unloading.
It's a local food. I'm pretty sure I'm immune to it by now. I could probably go to India and not get sick. Street food. It's the best tasting food, but yeah, I lost 25 pounds in 1 week.
Dang.
Yeah. But my head didn't, so it looked really weird. Skinny body. And
You're probably also one of those soldiers Matt was complaining about. What's the best prank you ever saw or pulled?
we were doing, it was right before we were going to go into Afghanistan. So we were doing, we were just training the new guys and like getting their, like putting their, CTM, like what they learned as a hands-on thing. And we try to make it as realistic as possible. So I was the patient this time and we didn't like this guy and we were honestly trying to push him out. But, so I was covered in like all this fake blood, cuts everywhere, holes everywhere. I was like, you guys want to see something real fun? But it never really happens. Because at that time, like, we were still under the impression, like, people don't really cough blood up sky high. So towards the end of this, I had a mouthful of fake blood for this whole entire, like, it felt like an hour, but realistically, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And somebody at the end of it's like, well, you forgot to check the airway. So as he's coming up to check like my mouth for like any like whatever, I just in his face blew just this mouthful of fake blood and spit that had been festering for this air quoting 1 hour's worth of this dude like fumbling around, and it's just all in his face. And at that point, he's just like, he just looked up defeated and he's on the verge of crying almost. Like, am I done?
Am I done? What's a phrase or a bit of lingo that civilians would never understand?
It would behoove you to go run this. It's like, do you know what that means? You don't know what that means. You're just using it because it sounds big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Behoove, that's a good one. I can't think of anything specific. Just all the ridiculous amount of acronyms.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah,
terrible.
like that, like the
JJ did tie buckle.
Whatever that means.
I don't even remember what that means.
Yeah. And the amount of acronyms I knew like almost none of, and they'd use it, and I'd have to like quick Google it under the table, and then I'm like, oh cool, it means this, but it's actually not the right acronym. Like it's just that's probably the most annoying. Is like just use your words. It's easier than using abbreviations that nobody understands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I still say stuff like that. To my kids, and they're like, what? I'm like, just do this. Like behoove.
I'm going to start using behoove.
Just out of context, though.
Yep.
It makes it just that much.
How was your day? Oh, it was behooved.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, reads too much.
That's a smart guy right there.
Skullduggery. It's not a military word, but it's a good word.
Yeah.
What is it?
If you're like messing around, like pulling pranks, stuff like that, I believe would be skullduggery.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a prankster, you're a skullduggerist.
That sounds legit.
Yes. There's another one. The scuttlebutt.
Oh yeah,
It's-
that one I know though.
I use scuttlebutt quite a bit.
It's rumor and water fountain.
Scuttlebutts.
It's a water fountain.
Is it because you guys drink from each other's butts in the Navy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we hydrate.
Oh, that's what I figured. Yeah, I didn't know it would have been a water fountain, but I knew like, yeah, what's the scuttlebutt? Tell me the rumor mill or whatever.
What's the T, as the kids
Yeah.
would say.
But scuttlebutt sounds a lot cooler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Scuttlebutt. It's just fun to say.
I got really big into this show that was on PBS. It was called Carrier. It was a 10-part thing with the Nimitz.
Yeah.
And they call trash
Ghetto.
dunnage.
Mm-hmm.
And dunnage. And we happened to have like a 31 party that I went to. And so I ordered a trash can for my car. And I had them embroidered dunnage on the side. And I would say that's a good one that people don't understand because everyone that gets in my car, they're like, what is dunnage?
Yeah.
But I just think it's cool instead of trash.
Yeah. Or policing. Policing is also another. Yeah. Police your trash.
Police your trash.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Police your brass after the range.
Well, only a select number of audience members are going to know what we're talking about, but there was an incident that occurred a couple weeks ago at the golf thing, maybe a week and a half ago.
Stuart,
Yeah.
you weren't there for that.
And Zach gave us the wonderful pleasure of seeing his tattoo that's in a sensitive region. Nothing completely was revealed, but it's a sensitive region.
Yeah, it's bladder area.
And so we're wondering, for those that don't know, it says brush your teeth. And there has to be a story about how he got a tattoo like this. I know Stuart has a theory.
What's your theory?
I assume drunk on shore leave.
No. Mm-mm.
I know. I thought so.
Okay, then my second guess is you were sober and it was after you were out of the Navy and moved on with your life. You just got it because you thought it was cool.
Also wrong.
Damn.
So when I was in Chicago going to core school, it was like a 7-hour drive home. So my buddy Adam and I, for 4th of July, drove to the cities to see this girl that I was dating, not dating.
Wasn't
Correct. But she was the first person that made me, I guess, finish from oral. But then she tried to give me a kiss right afterwards, and I was like, "You should probably go brush your teeth." So we get back to.
This is not what I thought.
No, it's so much better.
I know.
So
much better.
we get back to Chicago, and we're at Parcheesi's, which was the bar like right across from our barracks. And I'm telling this story, and it was like the biggest laugh that you've ever heard in your life.
Wow.
From like this massive group of people. And because I used to be the Monday morning storyteller when I was with 1-1. And so, yeah, like honestly, so then after, it wasn't even core school. It was like I was in a follow-on school like 3 or 4 years later. That's because this happened in 2008. 2008. And I think it was like an instructor's course or something like that. But so we went to Minneapolis and that happened. Tell the story. So then I get stationed in Washington. And my buddy Carpenter and I had a night. And the next morning we both went and got tattoos, and that's where it came from.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not even the
I also
craziest.
think I'm just going to mark this episode explicit so we can leave that in. Because that was a shocking moment. I bet you people swerved in their cars.
It beats. I'm a big hygiene fan. This is what I tell people now.
I wanted to be a dentist.
Yeah. It's right above the dental floss.
Stuart, he didn't have the microphone because we're having to share here, but he's like, he wanted to be a dentist. It just didn't work out. So funny. Okay. How has your time in the service shaped how you see the world today?
I think it's shaped it in a good and a bad way. Good in a sense of, I think it makes you appreciate from going to like whole countries, for lack of a better term, and like seeing people living in squalor. Yeah. It makes you appreciate what you have here so much more.
Oh, absolutely.
But I also think, and so that's the good aspect. It makes you like just more appreciative, like being like, oh, I have a light switch. I don't have to like sit in the dark.
Light a fire.
I have carpet.
To the bathroom at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. I like have a bathroom. I have like the toilet water I use is cleaner than some of these people's drinking water.
And it's the coldest in the house.
Yeah, in the cold. And then I think in a negative way, I think you see all that stuff, and I think it makes me be like, the world's a awful place filled with awful people, and that's just the way the world is. But I think generally it's more of a positive impact in a worldview than a negative one.
Mm-hmm. For me, it shows me, and it should show other people, that the world is not as safe as you think. You can go play. I mean, you can go to Chicago, Chirac, what I call it. Like, yeah, I mean, you can go there and or like
Oakland.
Yeah, the ghettos of Portland actually are like really dangerous. It's the first time I ever got shot at in America.
Portland?
Yeah, not the last time. But
yeah,
there is. Me and my buddy Carpenter, we got into a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, the world actually is a pretty dangerous place when you look at it as a whole, not just one region of the world, but like, I mean, there's dangerous places everywhere.
Mm-hmm. When I think it, in my mind, will whatever hot button issue of the day in the United States. So like, I don't know, whatever people argue about pronouns or some dumb thing like that. Yeah. And like, cool. Like, that's why I don't really care, because what does that matter? In the grand scheme of things, we're fortunate that that's what we have to fight about, and not clean drinking water and food.
Yeah.
Or electricity, or like, we have so many things that's our big, I know I'm just speaking generally, because I know there's people that in the United States too that actually have real issues too. But I think we're fortunate that we can argue about that and have whatever political issues be our point of contention, instead of fighting each other for food and hoping I can get some rice today and maybe eat. Like, I don't worry about going to bed hungry. I have a roof over my head. Yeah, I got part of a roof over my head.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, a science experiment.
No. I love that you say the world's a dangerous place, though, because I took Angie and Holly up to the cities for the Purple Rain musical.
Yeah.
They're terrified to be in the cities. Like, it's not.
It's certain areas.
I know, but it's fine. Like, where we're going is completely fine. And I tried to get them to walk 0.4 miles to the Four Seasons. Come on, we're going to a 5-star hotel. You think we're going to get shot at? But the funny thing is, we pull into the parking ramp, and I ran over a chip bag, and it went poof. And Holly's in the back, and she goes, "Oh God, they're already shooting at us."
It's gonna be that blonde hair.
It was so funny, and she wore high heels for the first time since she broke her leg, because she said I wasn't gonna make her ass walk 0.4 miles. So,
did you have to Uber?
No, we had to valet the car. She made me valet my car. I had to let some other person drive my car. What the heck?
Did they fart in it?
I don't know. I mean, the seat was oddly warm when I got into it.
That's my go-to career if nursing doesn't pan out. I'm just going to valet and just eat beans all day.
Oh, gosh. It was so great. So I guess I kind of quasi was shot at in the cities, but it was actually just a chip bag.
Just a chip bag.
What's one thing you wish civilians better understood about veterans?
We don't make the calls. We're just doing a job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is where the calls are made. The floor is where we are.
Yep. I agree. I also think, to me, being a veteran is just like, it's like, some people are like, "Oh, wow, I can't believe you did that." And it's just a thing. Like, it's really just, it doesn't define who I am. It was just a job that I did for a little bit of time. Because to me, it's no different than being like, "Oh my God, Elisa, you're a nurse." Like, it's the same thing. It's like, that's your career you chose. Is it unique-ish? It's unique-ish. But I didn't do anything special. More than some, less than others. But it was literally just a job that I did for a little bit. It doesn't make me anything more or less than anybody else. But I think there's a common misconception that because you're a veteran, like, you did so much and like you made all these sacrifices, and
you have to be Republican.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. A, you're probably a Republican, and B, you've made a lot of sacrifices. Like, I don't know, I'm deployed twice, so I was gone for 2 years of my life. Sure, that's a big sacrifice, but people that aren't veterans sacrifice more. So I just don't think it's like, to me, it's something that's not a big deal at all.
Yeah. Or the, you got free college. Like, I still paid for it.
Yeah.
Just with my mental health and all the other crap that I have to carry, the burdens.
Yep.
When you're looking back on your careers, what would you say is something you're most proud of from your service?
I don't know if it's technically falls into the category of things to be proud of, but it's like the people you meet along the way, like the friends you make
That's what I was going.
throughout the whole experience. Like I don't look back and be like, man, I served our country honorably and I, defended the Constitution. Like I don't actually care about that. I look back and I'm like, the people that I deployed with and I drill with and like those friendships I built along the way are like what I look back at and am most like proud of or happy with, or like that's my biggest non-monetary takeaway from the military service is the people along the way.
Yeah, it's the what do they beat in there? Like whatever, country first, blah blah blah. Yourself is last. But no, realistically, it's dude to the left and the right of you. That's what I care about.
Yeah, that's for sure the most
Greatest accomplishment is having the skill set to let my friends come, be able to let them come home.
What does Veterans Day mean to you personally?
Applebee's free meals.
God damn it, you beat me to it.
Yeah, you had to share the mic.
Yeah, damn.
Sucker.
Yeah, free meals at Applebee's.
You get to sit in the comfortable chair.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Actually, this is
okay. Yeah,
digging. I'm really digging this chair.
Yeah.
But no, it's absolutely free meals at Applebee's.
Free haircuts at Great Clips.
So I make the joke about free meals at Applebee's, but I actually don't do anything.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
I mean, if I was going to end up at a place coincidentally, sure, I'll be like, thank me for my service and please give me a free meal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't go and intentionally do anything. I think the one, actually I take that back. The one thing that I can think of that's intentional on Veterans Day is I feel like it's a competition between myself and my younger brother to thank the other for their service before they so I got to text him saying thank you for your service before he texts me saying thank you for your service.
Oh yeah.
But outside of that, I don't do anything special.
My buddy Nick and I, if I'm not working, it feels like since I became a nurse, like I've worked every Veterans Day. But prior to that, like my buddy Nick and I would get together and we would just get hammered. Veterans Day, Memorial Day. It's like the 2 days of the year that I would just get blasted.
And golf day.
Yeah, and go. Yeah, if it's warm enough.
We actually had something going on Veterans Day and we ended up at Olive Garden and I wasn't even thinking about it. And what the heck is happening? Because there's people everywhere. Turns out Olive Garden, their busiest day is Veterans Day.
Oh yeah. Like
So
Lori,
people
Lori
really
and I
go there.
last year when we got off work, we went to the place with the Scotch eggs.
Benedict's?
Nope, not Weggies. The Scotch eggs. The old
Perkins.
Yeah, Happy Chef. What is that? Like Irish pub or whatever
Oh,
on Madison.
It used to be the burger place.
The number 7 or whatever. But now it's like yeah. But we went there and
Irish Old Brick House.
yeah, Old Brick House. Yeah,
There we go.
We went there and I actually ended up not even ordering off of the veterans menu. I was like, I'm just gonna go with this instead.
Yeah, I maybe went to B-Dubs last year, but like it's not a.
No, yeah, it's not a.
If someone didn't tell me it was Veterans Day, there's a chance I wouldn't even realize it was Veterans Day.
November 10th is the important day. The day before. It's the Marine Corps birthday.
Oh, I was like, what's November 10th?
Not important day.
Nah. Sentencing day for my Chuck.
How old are they going to be this year?
250.
Oh my, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's why when you see the flags like properly done up or whatever, it's like the Army, the Marine Corps, the Navy, Air Force, and then the Coast Guard.
And then Space Force.
Goes by age. Oh yeah,
It's
Space
Force.
I can't wait to join that.
We're at the state fair, and the Navy band was there, the country current version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were playing, and we went over there to get the raspberry soft serve. And we sat down just to listen to the band for a little bit. And they wanted to do the let's thank everyone for their service where they play the songs. And they said, okay, when your branch's song comes up, stand up and people clap. So they're playing the Army, they're playing the Air Force, the Marines, the Navy. They're going through it. But they said Space Force and nobody's standing up. And one of the Navy band guys says, come on, there's always at least one Space Force in the crowd. And Jackie hits me on the shoulder and she points to the left and she's like, look over there. I look it was this lady with Down syndrome was standing up and everyone was clapping. And I was like, well, that tracks. I just thought it was really funny. You know,
I feel like their theme song should be just the Darth Vader song.
it should just be Star Trek.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
Star Trek. It'd be great.
I feel like Spaceballs is more fitting.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, Spaceballs is more fitting at this
Oh,
point. Maybe in the
100%.
future we'll take them more seriously, but for now it's
Yeah.
Spaceballs.
I mean, we don't even take the Air Force seriously. So
No.
I feel like we could come up with a better name. Space Force sounds made up.
Well, it should have just, I don't know. I think of all the sci-fi movies and the people that are doing the things in space, it's always the Navy.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like I mean, Star Trek, it's
talking about
the
Halo.
USS Enterprise. It's all like Navy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're going to have the lamest branch on the planet, we should also just have them be the lamest branch in space too.
Correct.
Yeah.
United States ship. That's what USS stands for.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
We did deck quals where you land helicopters on boats, and I think it was a Chesty Puller. It's
Chesty Puller.
yeah, he's a
Chesty Puller,
Marine,
the Tiger
right?
of the Mountains,
Yeah, from like I don't remember one of the wars,
World War II.
World War II.
Well, and then prior.
But so it's a boat named after the guy named Chesty Puller, and I don't remember his name, but somewhere in it was ESB. And so we're like in between deck quals. I'm just sitting there with a bunch of weird Navy dudes and my company commander. And he's talking to them, just being a awesome human like he was. And he goes, "What's the ESB stand for, like with the boat?" And I was like, "The extra special bitter, like the beer." And he looks at me and goes, "Shut up." And then like goes back to talking to the Navy people. I still don't know what it stands for though.
Neither do I.
The audience can Google it.
Yep. Stuart's Googling it right now.
That's smart. We'll let
It might be
answer.
the class of ship. I have no idea. Wait, are you looking up Chesty Puller? Oh my goodness. Read a book.
Yeah, so it's the USS Lewis B. Puller, and then in parentheses ESB 3,
It must be like the
like the.
type of ship, like the San Antonio style or aircraft carrier.
I mean, either way, it's an ugly boat.
Yeah.
That
Let
thing.
me see that thing.
Hideous.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. It was a neat experience to get to do it. It just would have been better had it been a cool boat.
I have not named any of my kids Chesty Puller because I'm convinced of stories like my tattoo that karma really got me, and I had all girls. I do have one son, but he's older.
So I Googled what ESB means. Expeditionary Sea Base. That's what it stands for. How do you feel when someone says thank you for your service? I think you alluded to it a little bit, but just curious.
Annoyed. Terribly.
I get uncomfortable because I don't know what to say
Yeah, exactly.
because I feel like saying you're welcome doesn't fit.
Yeah.
But saying thank you to someone saying thank you also doesn't make sense.
Right. You're welcome.
But
for
yeah,
my
I think
service.
you're right, Elisa. That defaults back to the I didn't do anything. Like I don't thank you for being a nurse. I don't thank the car
once a year.
salesperson for
Once a year,
selling
we get a
cars.
week.
Yeah, true.
2 weeks. Emergency nurses week as well. I have a story.
Okay, tell us.
Can I tell you? Okay.
Yeah.
So 2011, post-deployment, every time you come back from a deployment, you have blood draw. And it's always the HIV. And I learned later on that they don't even test it. They just set it in storage for however long. Because then eventually if you test positive for HIV, then they go back and track it. Like you're tested on your initial, but then like your exit or whatever. So just got back from deployment 2011. It was like September or something like that. And I had just learned about Plenty of Fish. And I was a single man living in San Diego.
I haven't heard that in a long time. Plenty of fish.
Yeah, right?
Like
It's like the original
OG dating
site.
app.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was before Tinder, Grindr, whatever it is.
Yeah, Grinder. That's
That would be my jam if Lori and I divorced. When Lori and I divorced.
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
The divorce part.
I've heard it's the bee's knees. But anyways, so I was talking to this girl and we ended up like getting together. So we went to Marietta, which is like northeast of Camp Pendleton. And they had dollar beer night. So when we left this place, our tab was, and I paid for everything, our tab was $98. All beers, one shot each. Yes. Anyways, went back to her place, fooled around or whatever. All of a sudden my alarm's going off. Hadn't slept yet. And we're still drinking at her house, mind you. You got to play catch up for that 7 months you were gone. So I'm not going to say how I got back to my apartment, which was in Carlsbad, which is like a 45-minute drive without traffic. Had my roommate's like fancy Nissan sports car because mine was still out in Arizona. Picked my roommate up, had enough time to take a shower, get back to, or like we left for work, get to Camp Horno, and we have our company blood draw. So I went like, my last drink was probably like 2 hours prior to the starting. Hammered drunk. I did, I think, upwards around like 530 HIV blood draws, no gloves. And I only missed twice, once on purpose.
Oh, Lord.
Military medicine is so much more fun. You can't get fired.
No matter how bad of a job you do.
Yep.
You were really good at organizing that paperwork, I know, Stuart. What's something you learned in the military that you still use regularly, even if it's just knowing how to fold a sheet?
Oh, boy.
I use this one a lot because I feel like from being in the military and now working in the hospital, like it transfers over well. But when I have a patient who is in pain, I will often say, like, I'll ask them to tell daddy where it hurts instead of where their pain's at.
Mm-hmm.
You should tell people about your fun dad.
Yes.
Santa's brother.
Yeah, it's Santa's brother. It's a sexy Santa. He's on my thigh. And it says, tell daddy where it hurts. Yeah, it was the official, unofficial, like unit morale patch from my last deployment. So yeah, tell daddy where it hurts. So forever. There were supposed to be a couple of us that were going to get the tattoo of the group that was going to do it. It was me and one other person.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else backed out or have said they just haven't gotten to it yet. No.
There's a sticker on your lockers.
Yeah, because that was what, was it you, Tina, whoever printed off and put it on the skeleton that was on the bathroom door in the locker room. Yeah. And then when that Halloween decoration came down, it got put on my locker. That's how I know what locker is mine.
Yeah. So I have, I have no love on my thigh. Those are call signs.
No love.
Yeah. One of them, yeah. No love, black heart.
My
itchy tattoo.
So my one of my platoon sergeants, when he used to be a Chinook guy before he came to the medevac, and their call sign when they were in wherever he was deployed to, I think it was Afghanistan, I don't know, was night long, as in Lionel Richie all night long, because they just fly Chinooks and they just all night long they were just doing their ring routes or whatever. And I guess there was a USO tour, and one of the managers from that was there on that tour was also Lionel Richie's manager. So they tagged everything with the call sign night long and like a silhouette of Lionel Richie's face. And this guy saw it everywhere. I was like, that's so cool. Told Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie's like, oh, that's so cool. And they flew a couple dudes back to wherever he lives to like meet Lionel Richie because they were night long.
That's
cool. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's actually really neat.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I would say for me, to follow up on that question, going from medicine to medicine in different settings, I would say the thing that's really stuck with me is if you don't know how to do something, ask. Don't just assume you can do it, and then you're all of a sudden going to mess somebody up real bad.
Yeah. My serious answer would probably be that too, is that you look more foolish if you pretend you know how to do it and don't, than just saying, hey, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know what this is. Because in the military side of it, like for me, I was in charge of like 32 people's lives. I could do their jobs. They could do like a portion of mine. If I do something that I've never done before or don't know how to do it, and I mess it up, all respect is gone and they're not going to trust you. And then obviously here in the real world, like you're seriously going to mess somebody up and now you have to worry about your license and
this other stuff.
Well, you talked about Lionel Richie. Did you guys meet any famous people on any USO tours while you were deployed or anything?
He's smiling.
Not a single
Is
one.
it someone dumb?
I was in a Katy Perry video. Part of me. I was very not happy about it. Yes. I was with snipers at the time. And her video shoot royally made us mad trying to watch my mouth. It really pissed us off. So we had canceled our night shoot. So we had to stay out like an extra day and a half. I get out of the field after being there for like 8 days and get to the BAS, and they're like, you have to go take over for O'Connor out at Red Beach for like, this was the last day of shooting. And like, so I'm unshowered for 8 days. Get out there just not happy. Dirty. Smelled wonderful. And I actually talked to her and I told her about it. She's like, she's very nice, very, very nice person. I ended up dating her stunt double for a little bit. But yeah, like I finished out. I didn't get home until like 3 a.m. and I had plans to go out to the bars after that. Like after getting out of the field, we were going to go to the bar and have fun. But yeah, I let her have it. And then end of the shoot, we got Katy Perry to put a dip in.
Oh.
It was very small. It lasted for like 2 seconds. And
Did she get sick?
she's like, this does not taste good. And she's like, where does it go? So I had to like pull my lip down, showed her where it goes. And she's like, oh, it looks like a turd. But she put like a little pinch of Copenhagen wintergreen in. And then like, I think she held it for like probably like a minute or two. And she's like, I can't anymore. And just like spit it out.
And now she's got throat cancer and her singing career is over.
It's not my fault. It wasn't my can.
She can't sue you.
Yep.
You talked about your unit insignia or little mottos. How about challenge coins? You guys, what's the coolest challenge coin you got, would you say? And it doesn't have to be the highest ranking person.
I had the presidential one for a little bit, and then I lost it. My ex-wife lost it.
Oh no.
My first deployment, it's the only one I actually remember getting, but the division, the 82nd Airborne, whatever the would he be the division commander? I don't know. Watched us do some dumb medevac exercise where we flew in and like hoisted people up out of the desert where we could have landed anyway, but had to use the hoist to make it look cool. And he thought it was the coolest thing ever. And he gave me and everyone else in the crew a coin.
Would it be the wing commander? Was it a general?
No,
Colonel?
I feel like he was a full bird, but I don't remember.
Wing commander. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Some
know
dude
nothing.
said it looked cool, and I was like, oh, thanks. But otherwise, I have a handful of ones that are somewhere in a box.
What is a weird or unexpected skill you picked up during your service?
I'm a board certified cat anesthesiologist.
Nice. I'm an ordained minister. I got bored on an overnight.
Tell the cat is
Our base was filled with cats, and they either get euthanized or spayed and neutered, and rabies, or spayed or neutered, probably not both. And like rabies shots, and then you cut their ears so you know when they got their shot.
Huh.
And once a month, the vet would come up to our base, and we'd catch them, give them ketamine, they'd fall asleep, and take out their ovaries or their testicles, and then throw them out of the clinic, and they'd wake up and we'd give them a rabies shot, then you clip their ear. They'd wake up and stumble around drunk, and then they'd go about their day. So yeah,
They made a movie about that.
Yeah.
I think it's called Hostel.
So we named the cats a lot of different names, but the affordable healthcare cat, some called her Obama cat. She got spayed, and the next day she like came to the door of my chew, meowing and looking unhealthy, and some of her guts were hanging out.
Prolapse.
Yeah. So the vet had already left, and he was basically like, you can use your equipment that's meant for service members to like do cat surgery and make her survive, or
Yeah.
just euthanize her. So obviously we're just going to euthanize her. So we pin her down with a wool blanket and give her ketamine, and then she escapes. And we chase her from chew to chew, and there's, I don't know, a foot, 2 feet off the ground, something like that. And she's running from building to building, getting slower and stumbling more and more and more. And eventually we catch her, pin her down, take her back to the little clinic thing we had, give her whatever blue liquid it was that's meant to euthanize them, killed her, and then didn't really know what to do. So we put her in a garbage bag and threw her in a dumpster. But her memory lived on for a little bit because there was a tent beside that was like the walking blood bank. Got knocked over in a storm. So we rebuilt the tent, put it all back up, and then I made a sign that said the Affordable Healthcare Cat Memorial Walking Blood Bank, and we had a grand reopening ceremony.
That's awesome.
Nope.
I think for me, I could sleep anywhere. That's a great skill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's one thing from military life you secretly miss? And one thing you definitely don't?
Camaraderie.
Yeah. Camaraderie, the people, is what I would miss for sure. What do I not miss?
The rest of it.
Yeah. That about sums it up.
Being in the field for days and days and days and days. I had an apartment that I paid rent on, and I slept in the field.
Oh, see, I don't have those experiences, but I don't want them.
Yeah, being with snipers it's all like super cool from the outside, but then like once you're on the inside, you're just like, okay, going to the field again. All right. Like Monday through Saturday, go shower Monday through Saturday. Yeah, stalking,
Laying on the ground, not
stalking,
moving.
shooting, stalking, in dock, all the good stuff.
I spent like half my time in the garden, the medevac, and if we were supposed to go to the field and it was going to be like rainy and stuff, we usually just stayed back, didn't do it. There's a thing called crew rest. I forget the ratio, but you can only work, your duty day can only be so long, and then you need X amount of hours of like you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And they would actually be like, "Hey, Stuart, you hit your duty day, like you're done. Go sit on your bed." Like, so experiences differ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll walk, you can fly.
If you could give advice to someone just joining the military, what would it be?
Join the Air Force.
I've never been in the Air Force, but I second that. It's
Mhm.
probably the
Why
better.
would you say?
Better chow halls, better barracks,
What's the
more attractive women.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's actually true, but I've always heard that they get substandard housing pay. So like if they go somewhere and like when I was deployed,
yeah.
we had Air Force SWOs that lived with us, or like they're the Air Force weather people, and they were allegedly getting substandard housing pay because they were living
Yeah.
in our accommodations, not Air
In
Force
the
accommodations.
condemned barracks.
Yeah.
That we just live in.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually true. I've never.
It's like hazard pay.
Yeah.
I think it's real.
Like you
I'm
might
pretty
get
sure that's
you might
real.
get bed bugs in this building, so we're going to pay you more.
Yeah.
But then they'll be like, "Oh, the Army, you can just stay there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some quickies for you.
Yay.
Okay. MREs or chow hall?
Chow hall.
Chow hall,
Early morning drills or night watch?
early morning.
What time is night watch? Are we talking like balls to 4?
I'm just more of a morning person than I am a night person.
Morning drill.
Best military movie?
Most accurate, Jarhead. Best one, Tears of the Sun.
I thought I'm brain farting on the name. It was a series, I think HBO series.
Oh, you're talking like,
Generation Kill.
Yeah, Generation Kill.
oh, yeah, yeah.
I thought that I read the book and I read the book well after ever watching the show, but I thought that was pretty interesting because it was, it's a documentary on the invasion of Iraq.
I think they had to doctor a lot of that too.
Yeah. I think, what's the one like Restrepo and all that?
Yeah,
Like, I think
Restrepo's
so. I think
great.
those are better than the
Yeah, the
documentary
way
is better than a fictional movie because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is actually what it was like,
Mhm.
not the. But then again, that's like Restrepo is a deployment's worth of stuff
Yeah.
condensed into a 2-hour movie.
We should
So-
make a pre-deployment movie.
Yeah, so it'd be me standing in a line.
Watching the workup.
Yep. And then
Everybody with a bloody nose in the desert because you're so dehydrated.
I'd stand in another line.
Yeah.
And then I'd go to a range. and I'd spend 12 hours at the range so I can shoot a saw for 2 minutes.
Zero my rifle for 3.5 hours to rip one round off and clean it for the next 7.
Yep. I zeroed my weapon, did all that stuff, got overseas, and the front sight post was bent at like a 45-degree angle. And I was like, hey guys, my weapon's not zeroed anymore. And they were like, oh, you shouldn't need to use it. Okay.
Lucky.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I didn't use it, so like it was all right. But I was like, man, that'd be a bummer if I like actually had to shoot someone that was trying to shoot me.
Just aim over here.
Yeah. I'm gonna like that.
Kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
Love Saving Private Ryan, but Heartbreak Ridge. Heartbreak Ridge is pretty darn good too, because I love someone that has a conscience and they don't care what people are telling them. They're going to do it their way. I like that. Okay. If Dippy was to be drafted, what job would I end up with?
Public affairs for sure.
Oh,
Public affairs.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Public affairs.
Yes. Public affairs.
Yeah, you'd be the face of the military.
Yes, the spokesperson.
Yeah.
Be like, no, it did not miss. We were going for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was no civilian casualties.
Yes.
Except for I can't wink.
Oh, yeah, you might not be.
You'd just be like one of my kids.
Yeah, that's basically what happens. Okay, big barbecue person over here, So if there was a Veterans Day barbecue sauce, what would you name it?
It's for sure going to have something to do with poop.
Yep. BSP, blood, sweat, and poop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. BSP, blood, sweat, and poop.
Gotta be something derogatory.
I would name it Hurry Up and Wait.
Ooh,
because that's what
a
I
good
hear
one.
all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what barbecue is. You speed up getting the prep done, then you put that sucker on there for 12 hours.
Yep. And sometimes you forget about it, so it stays for 16 hours.
Yeah.
It starts on fire. Happened one time.
Okay, well, that's what I have for questions. Is there anything you guys want to bring up that you thought we would talk about and we didn't? We talked about movies, but you're a really big reader. How about books? A military book that you think somebody should read if they were wanting to get a perspective?
I think that The Things They Carried is one of the best. It's a Minnesota author written about Vietnam. I just don't actually know what parts of the book are true and which parts aren't, or if any of it's true, because his whole, he, fought in Vietnam, did all those things. And his whole point of the book, though, was him telling stories, but being like, you never know what's true with a war story.
Right.
And so he says things that are completely believable, but then part of it will be like, did that actually happen? So what, so it's, I don't know if it belongs in fiction or nonfiction, but it's a very well-written book. I'd recommend it, or that, or All Quiet on the Western Front. So I think that's
a good book.
Yeah. Those two for sure would be, off the top of my head, the two that I would say to most.
Mm-hmm. Going off of that, there's always two stories. What really happened and the write-up.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Books for me, I don't know. I read books on deployment, but they weren't like war books. It was more like
Goosebumps.
shit my dad says and the Tucker Max books.
Coloring books.
Yeah. The Heroin Diaries. Nikki Sixx. Big Motley Crue fan. War-wise books. The last one that I read was The Bear Went Over the Mountain, which is pretty good. It's about the Russian failures in Afghanistan. There's two parts to that book, but the Afghan side and the Russian side. Yeah, that's a good book.
Tom Clancy books. They technically are war books or whatever,
Right.
but it's all fiction. There's a frustrating amount of detail sometimes in the books, but so if you can stomach that,
Mm-hmm.
the stories themselves are actually good. You're just like, cool, I got 1,000 pages to read, and the first 700 are build up, and then there'll be 300 pages of excitement.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're overall actually really good books. It's just, they can be a lot sometimes.
That made me think, because they had video game series. So how about war video game?
I'm pretty sure the Army had a video game, I recall, and it was walking around a fob, asking people what to do.
It's like Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that sounds
Army edition.
accurate. Because it's more realistic, but otherwise, I don't know. Battlefield is probably the most fun, but
Not real.
yeah, nothing like my experiences.
I just got an Xbox for the first time since like 2006. And all I've played is Warfare. Like,
What, as a corpsman,
Mhm.
what, I don't know much about corpsmen other than I assume they, jokes aside, are smarter and better than Army medics.
better trained.
Yeah, what's the average, like the normal corpsman pipeline look like? I assume it varies with what role you're going to take on.
Right. So for me, so here's where it differs. So the Army, like you guys, from my understanding, is that you do boot camp, you do your
AIT.
AIT, right?
Yep.
Okay. So for us, it's A school.
Oh.
So it's the same. That part is the same. So we do boot camp, AIT or A school, which used to be in Great Lakes, Chicago. And now it's all in one in San Antonio. So like dudes
Fort
like
Sam
me,
or whatever it's called now.
yeah,
Yep.
like dudes like me that went to Chicago, like when I went in 2004. So I was like 21 years old. And if you're a male, you're going greenside. So I went boot camp, core school, field med, Camp Pendleton, FMSS at the time, FMTB now. And then you either push out to wing, group, or whatever, and then infantry. So I was just an infantry guy forever. You don't get your choice. They just kind of make it for
Neither
you.
the
Yeah.
Marine Corps or the Navy, I
Yeah.
guess. But
That's how we were. But the way I understood it was like if you're in the Army, you do boot camp, you do your medic school, and then you're given the option, like you can go do lab or radiology or whatever if you wanted to.
So I can only speak for the guard side, not active duty.
Right.
Basic training, AIT, and at AIT it was like 16 weeks. The first, I think, 8 or so are like you're getting your EMTB, and then the backside is I feel like it was the EMTB and then the whiskey side because it was like for being whiskey or whatever, and that was all your like Army things. And then you come out of that, and like I got my job in the ambulance while I was there doing that, and I
Nice.
finished the school and was like, oh cool, I know what's going on. And then I started working on an ambulance and was like, I don't know if I learned anything.
Yeah.
So it was like, sure, it gives you some training, but who knows how good it is.
Yeah. So for FMSS was 8 weeks of boot camp, 8 weeks of core school, where it's like your basic, like I think your first like week, your first week is like medical terminology. And then it goes into like your biohazard stuff or CBRN.
Oh, yep.
And then kind of like this is like your basic medicine. Like basically the way I see it, like you would finish core school as like an MA.
Oh, yeah.
Or a CNA.
Yep.
CNA. So then I went to field med, which is all combat focused. This is what you would do. This is bullshit. This is actually what you're going to do. And then once you get to your battalion or wherever you go, that's when you're actually going to start learning. So then you go on to like your follow-on schools. So I went to combat trauma management a couple times. It used to be an awesome school. Sucks while you're doing it. But then I was like able to go to like LA trauma, which is like a month long. Super legit. It's USC medical, like their med school. You just go to the ER, work shifts, overnight shifts, class in the day, nap, overnight. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, I got to do all that stuff. So I ended up becoming an instructor for CTM, TCCC, and then obviously you would teach the Marines CLS.
Yeah. I know the Army does have their whatever medic courses where you go and like hang out at civilian hospitals and go to the ERs and all that. But I think that's more of a like 18 Delta pipeline type stuff, or like if you're a ranger or something for your average, at least average guard medic, you don't do that.
Yeah.
The closest thing I think was BCT3, Brigade Combat Team Trauma Training. I did it once in Minnesota. They came up from Texas to do it. And then I did it twice down in Camp Bullis. So like right outside of San Antonio. And it's a week long of the first couple days are like all classroom and like hands-on with mannequins and stuff. And then you do like they get goats and you do things to goats. And then the last day, like some culminating event where like you were running through the woods doing stupid army stuff, and
Mass
there's
casualty.
yeah, and then they put you in a tent with a goat and lots of noise and strobe lights and stuff and try and make it scary. Most of it was mannequins running through the woods, but the goat stuff was actually like worthwhile because when I've done having been a paramedic by that point, when I went through it and like having worked in the ambulance, I'd taken care of people with real injuries before, but there's also a chance that you're, an 18-year-old kid fresh out of AIT and you're going through this training and then you're going to go overseas. And like, that's the one time you're actually going to get to like really apply a tourniquet or use quick clot or do something to a real live bleeding thing. So it's like good training.
We were taught, the guy that used to own like the properties that we would go to, cause we'd have to move PETA. Since then they've changed it. They actually like, I think Disney came in and like built a studio in San Diego. So they'll just bust down to that and go through it with mannequins. But mannequins like our live tissues, the CTM portion of it, we were taught by, recon corpsmen and like retired like Vietnam dudes that are like, yeah, a corpsman saved my life. And he'll whip his pants on and be like, check out this bullet hole.
Yeah.
Or like the scarring and stuff. But yeah, I think to actually like, long story short, to go back to that, I think a corpsman at that time, our whole life revolved around combat only. That's why it's always a running joke. Like people will call me a medic and I'll be like, that's a derogatory term. To a corpsman from my time and prior, it's like we take it pretty seriously. But I think that's why, like, even if you talk to like the Army, like PAs and docs and stuff like that, like I was up at Ripley one time and my buddy was doing his AT up there. And I texted him, I was like, hey dude, I just used my last IV bag and my supplies. Can you go to the like aid station and grab me some stuff? And he's like, yeah. And then he calls me. He's like, hey, they said because I'm in the Army, they won't give it to me. I was like, can I talk to the provider? And it ended up being this like MD. And he's like, who is this? I was like, hey, this is HM2 Hansen. I'm in the field. I just like all of my supplies are lost right now because I used them. And he's like, oh, you're a corpsman? And all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, I had like everything I needed and then some. But like for him to turn it over to this Army medic, he's like, yeah, not going to happen.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Was it used to?
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Actually glad you brought that up because we didn't really talk about what your jobs were. And I know that there's people listening that probably don't understand. So do you want to mention what yours was?
So I actually was never in the Guard. I just used it as an excuse to not have to work B weekend sometimes in the summer.
Yes. Smart. So smart.
Well, that's what we think.
Yeah. No, I, like we've established, I was a medic. I spent some time with the 135 Infantry Battalion. From there, I did technically have a break in service for like 6 months or something like that. I went to one of the 125, whatever field artillery thing, bounced around to a couple different medical units doing like PHAs and like just dumb health screening things and stuff. And then became a flight medic. I did that for 9 years or something like that. And then finished up the last couple of years in the recruit sustainment program, basically the medic for like new kids that are just joining the National Guard before they go to basic training and all that. But so my deployments were as a flight medic. So I didn't deploy with the infantry or field artillery, any of those things. So my job as a flight medic was obviously you're doing medevacs, you fly out in a helicopter, pick up people that got ouchies and got sick and stuff. I deployed first in 2015 started in Kuwait, then went up to northern Iraq in Erbil. And it was 2015, so we didn't really do much because it was like, the OG Iraq war is over. And it was I think it was technically before Inherent Resolve. So there was all the ISIS stuff going on in like Mosul and whatnot. But my understanding of that time when I was there was it was very minimal, like U.S. and coalition involvement. So hung out at the Erbil International Airport and I don't know, did some stuff. And then my second deployment was 2018-19. I went to Jordan. We had a little tiny base right on the border of Jordan, Syria, and Iraq. And we were there to support like missions in southern Syria. And that was more dynamic than the first deployment. Like they actually were doing things. There was a giant refugee camp where there was like weapons and drugs and human trafficking that would go. Because it was right along, it's like Highway 2 or something, runs from Tehran up to is it Damascus, I think, in Syria. So it's a major pipeline for all sorts of things. And so we were there to support operations to help stop allegedly ISIS. I do think it's fair to say that I single-handedly defeated ISIS because I was deployed when President Trump in his first term declared ISIS defeated. So I assume it was because of me.
One Jack Shack at a time, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, then I was there for a while. I went back to Kuwait for a little bit. Did you ever go through Kuwait? Your experience would be
in 2011. We did in 2011. We did our washdown in Kuwait. So we went to the northern base with the big like dome gym.
Oh, Bearing.
Yep. Went up there, dumped all of our ammo, and then went down to the Navy base.
What's that, Patriot?
I think so. The one that's like right on the sea.
I'm almost positive it's Patriot, or Patriot's right next to it.
Yeah, which was funny because we got there and like I was sitting in the chow hall and we're eating, and I was like looking up. I was like, a lot of these people look really familiar. There's a bunch of people I went to high school with.
Hell yeah.
Because they had gotten there like 2 weeks prior to us. I was like, hey guys, check this out. And my buddy Will was walking by, and I just sack tapped him, and drops his tray, and he's like, what the and then stopped dead in his tracks and seen me sitting there. He's like, what's up, man?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Kuwait's...
It's not a real deployment.
No, not a real deployment at
all. Neither is Okinawa.
I can't say that I've been to
Is that
Okinawa.
for your friend that's there?
No. It's for us, like now that like war's like not probably going on, they'll like the Marines will do UDPs. I can't remember what that stands for, but like they'll go to like Okinawa for like 3 to 6 months. I'm like, yeah, I'm deploying to Okinawa. It's like, that's not a real deployment.
No. It was as fun as it possibly could be, but it's like, if you're going to be gone, you want to do cool deployment things. And I mean, I did some neat stuff out of that country, but it was very much like not like what you're looking for. Like we did search and rescue. I didn't realize Coast Guard has cutters in the Persian Gulf. We did like search and rescue with them. They'd throw mannequins out and we have to go out in the ocean and find them, and then like practice dropping the whatever basket thing we didn't actually pick it up, but pretend to pick it up. Like I said, we did deck walls, trained a bunch with the Kuwaiti army. Like, so it was like some neat stuff, but it's not what you're looking for when you're a flight medic being deployed. But also it was post OIF. Yeah. Whatever the Iraq war was called. OIF.
Yeah. EF was Afghanistan. IF.
Oh, dangling underneath like a human dingleberry.
Yeah.
That's the rescue hoist. So
do you normally?
Yep. So that would be used for picking up a casualty when there's nowhere to land. So obviously Kuwait, Iraq, well, northern Iraq's mountainous, but like my Jordan, Syria, Kuwait, most of Iraq, like you can land it anywhere because it's a giant desert. But if you're, Afghanistan, it would have been used more there to be like, oh, we got to hoist to the side of this mountain to pick up dudes that got shot or whatever. So it's meant for that. But it's...
That's scary. Or is it
no,
stable?
It's I'm more afraid of heights. Like if I were to, I don't know, like climb a fire tower, climbing a fire tower or something, when you get above the trees and you can feel the wind in the tower like that, I start to get sweaty palms. But I'll dangle out of the side of a helicopter, or used to dangle outside of a helicopter flying at, 60 knots or whatever. I forget the speed you have to be below to be hanging out like that at 200 feet up or 150 feet up or whatever. I know the max height was 300, but you didn't really use that. So like that, not scary because you have a vest. That vest is clipped to the main hook. You have basically a pigtail that comes off of your vest that's hooked to another one. So if one of my carabiners fails, I still have another. Like so the odds of falling are like people have died doing it, yes, but
Yeah.
it's
Does the rotor move you at all?
yeah, it does. So it's been a minute since I've had to think about this stuff, but when you're on the ground coming up, say there's certain areas where the rotor wash hits you more than it would in other places, and that'll make you oscillate. So you're going to spin, but you can stick out your arms in different, like one side or the other to help fight that. Yeah, do a big starfish that'll help it. And then the crew chief operating the hoist, they can manipulate the cable to some extent to stop that, because you'll spin, but then you'll also be a big pendulum. So they can, to some extent, can help mitigate that. But yeah, it's overall a lot of fun doing that. Couple unfortunate experience of just like you spin too much and get like real ill, but no, like there was the overall like no terrible experiences. One time we were doing, you have to call it a cable reseat or something. It's you hang a bunch of weight from the end of the cable and you lower that cable down at the same, it's in theory the same rate that the helicopter is climbing straight up. So if your weight's 50 feet off the ground, in theory eventually you're going to be 300 feet in the air and your cable will still be 50 feet off the ground, and it pulls that cable tight so you spin less as you use it. We were doing that and a helicopter flew underneath us and it missed the cable and everything. I don't recall by how much, but in like our heights versus their height and everything. But had they hit that realistically, it would have sheared their blades. So they would have just fallen. And then it would have pulled, the hoist is on the right side of the aircraft. So we would have been pulled like right side down to potentially like a not recoverable. Well, yeah. So then there was, I think 4 in my aircraft and 5 in theirs. So like clearly it worked out okay, but you know, a near miss or mishap or whatever you want to call it. Oh no, the cable for sure would have broken, but that force of hitting it, would have pulled it. Yeah. Yeah. That would have been a bummer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who would have known you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have never even
Nope.
heard about you.
Huh.
Nope.
Your fun tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's like it, I guess.
You just did 2?
Yeah.
Man. The money number. I did 4.
How many months are yours?
The first one was 3. I got flown back. And then 7.
Kind of the
90 days in country. That
Where-
last one.
active. And then
So-
is that
So I think a lot of it depends on the specific job too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Army does year deployments. And then the way it was told to me, so the Marine Corps does 7 months, because anything above 7 months, they find that they start to get in a lot of trouble.
So they probably burned out and complacent and
Complacent, and then they just start murdering people.
checks out with Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Psychopaths.
And then at least the Guard is generally a year. I think active duty is probably about the same.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit shorter. 'Cause
Active Army's a year.
Yeah.
Year deployments.
We had that one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
Weird
get
one.
extended.
Yeah, they can. That was
Melissa.
like what, 06, 07 or 05 to
Somewhere
yeah, so it was something like, but that was during the surge.
Yeah.
So that's rare circumstance. It was because of the surge and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's not like a normal occurrence.
Nurse-
I did prereqs for nursing school when I was deployed, but that was all your like gen ed stuff. That is just easy online
It
classes.
was terrible.
I should have done that.
So you were active duty. What
It was.
duty stations were you assigned? Like what cities were you in?
Camp Pendleton, which is just north of San Diego, probably like 45-minute drive without traffic. And then just outside of Seattle and Bremerton. So we went Pendleton, Bremerton, Pendleton. And then, so I did 8 active, got downsized, 11 hours away from going back to Afghanistan, which that would have been my 4th time to Afghanistan. And then I did 8 in the reserves because I'm an idiot. And I did a Central America deployment, which was the deployment that you talk about when you're on a shitty deployment. Like, why can't I go somewhere tropical? And which was great because the government shut us off. So we got stuck in
Hell yeah.
Belize for like 4.5 months, just hanging out.
In 2017, it was like Hurricane Irma or some Maria or something hit
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. So, state active duty, which is like not a deployment, but it's like when the guards use it for stateside stuff, it's just state active duty. And I'm sure there's more semantics to it than that. But
Counts towards the GI Bill.
Yep. So they said, hey, who wants to go to Puerto Rico for an undetermined amount of time to help with like recovery efforts after a hurricane? And I was like, okay. So I forget how much time packing, getting ready. They flew the aircraft to somewhere on the East Coast. I flew commercial, with Delta or whatever, down to San Juan. But they flew aircraft to the East Coast, put them in Navy boats, shipped them to Ponce on the south side of Puerto Rico. And we got there, found out that there was basically no medevac needs happening. We got our helicopters like a week late because they took so long to get there. Everyone else just flew them down there in C-17s. Ours were on a boat.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So by the time we got them, everyone's like, oh yeah, we've been here for a while already. And I was like, yeah, I've been at the beach. We were supposed to be there to do medevac, but we didn't. We like a handful of times delivered like food and water to like inaccessible by road places. Otherwise, I was a tourist. I explored San Juan, went sailing, went snorkeling, flew out to a different couple islands. You guys have seen GoldenEye, the James Bond movie, the big satellite dish thing in the mountains at the end of the scene, at the end of the movie. Got to fly around that thing because that's in Puerto Rico. Yeah. So it was like a paid vacation of like, I did a little bit to like, help people, but otherwise I just stimulated the economy with my paycheck that I was getting.
Yep.
And I was there for, I don't know, a month or more.
That's how
living on a
Belize
boat.
was.
Yeah.
We did like 2 missions and then off. And then I taught a TCCC class. It was more like a CLS class to their like drug task force. Good times. Seattle was 2008 to 2010. So it was awesome. Everyone talks about how crap it is now, but I loved it.
I thought it was a neat place to experience, but the thought of living there sounds awful.
Yeah, no. I like smaller town living. That's why I live an hour south of here.
When I was in college, we decided we were going to take a trip to Seattle, and it was a bunch of girls, and we went, and we didn't realize that our friend Molly didn't save up enough money. So we had figured we'd just stay at the Hilton because enough people splitting it was going to be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
She said, this is too expensive. I can't stay here. Like, okay, find somewhere else for us to go. She pulls us up to the SeaTac Inn. And it's one of those types where the rooms are to the parking lot. This is not going to be good. And we walk in and you can pay by the hour. And it was $30 for the whole night. I was like, this is going to be really terrible. So we go to our room and all these people are looking at us probably like, what are these girls doing?
Yeah.
And we opened the door up. I was like, no. There was exposed wires because the TV is missing. And there's holes in the bedspread. And I swear there had to have been blood in the shower. It looked like it was not cleaned. I said to her, I don't care. I'll just pay extra. We are going back to the Hilton because we are going to be murdered.
That's awesome.
And the best part is my ex-husband, his best friend was a cop in Seattle. And I told him that story. He goes, oh my God, I'm surprised you even made it out. Because that's the place where, all the bad things usually occur. Because it probably actually was blood in the shower. Like,
I'm sure of it, yeah. They probably just got done cleaning up the overdose prior to you guys getting there.
Yeah.
I went to my brother took me, because my brother and his wife lived there for however many years. And there was a bar that I guess locally was known as Stabby Joe's. It's just Joe's, but they call it Stabby Joe's because it's like right near like a big transportation hub with the trains and buses and all that. So they get a lot of like homeless people there that get drunk and fight each other. And so of course I wanted to go there, and I didn't get stabbed, nor did I stab anyone, but it was quite the experience.
Nor did I stab anyone.
Yeah. We went throughout Seattle one night with my buddy Brian, who got the smartest dumb guy you'll ever meet in your life. Dude has a degree in neuroscience. Like quit DO school because he's like missing out with like time with his kid or whatever. But this dude, like I got him kicked out of a bar that it wasn't even at. That's like just a great guy. He got me kicked out of the Tahiti bar because he threw up on the floor and I didn't see it. And I was talking to this girl and I was just standing there. It was like on the back of my shoulder. And the guy's like, you threw up all over the floor. Get out of here. I'm like, what? I look down, I'm standing in a pile of Brian's puke.
Oh no.
He also got us cut off on the ferry at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Yep.
Dang.
Love Seattle. Seattle was fun. It was a great time. I'm hungry.
Well, I love that. I think Stuart's hungry too. I might have hurt his stomach.
Yeah.
No, you can't hear it. So that's why I was like, pull a little closer to you because I got these fancy microphones. Well,
Yeah.
no, the weird and cool thing about these microphones is they are designed to not catch noise from other places because then it has better audio. But it can be tricky because if you get too far, it kind of falls off.
So it's going to sound like I was whispering the whole time.
No, most of it was good, but that one stretch, I was like, oh no, I missed something with the pigs fell off. But
I signed a disclosure. That never happened.
yeah, I do appreciate you gentlemen coming here and talking about a little bit of your service and helping the people, the civilians, understand a little bit more. And I think hearing your perspectives has helped. Why I get it now when you say people thanking you for being a nurse, it feels weird. I get it.
Mhm.
I've always said thank you for your service because I do admire the people that did sign on the dotted line because we know that no matter what you do, it could be a problem. But I get it now. And thank you for helping us understand.
Yeah.
And I hope you had fun and we'll for sure have to do it again.
I have one question for Stu real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
When was the last time you got your nipple rubbed?
I
Please
think
don't say last night.
no. I was gonna say I think it was last B weekend. Oh wait, no, I rubbed somebody's nipple.
Yeah. That's what it was.
What?
With the cords. Remember that?
You didn't know?
Oh yes, I heard about that.
Yes. All feels the same with your eyes closed. Yeah, he for sure came from the
I'm
Navy.
not gay, but
All right, folks, that's a wrap on our Veterans Day special. Huge thanks to my guests, Staff Sergeant Stuart and HM2 Zach. Not just for serving, but for their willingness to share on this podcast. You've officially earned your Dippy Does It All challenge coin, which doesn't exist yet, but I'm working on it. To all our veterans out there, thank you for your service, your stories, and your sense of humor. Shit. Whether you're folding fitted sheets with military precision or still fighting the war against civilian traffic, we salute you. And remember, curiosity might meet chaos here, but respect and gratitude meets every veteran we know. Until next time, stay curious, stay chaotic, and as always, if you see me trying to do push-ups next to a Navy guy, please stop me.